Gamma waves in this sector of space create marginal navigation probabilities.
Okay, here's a look at Transformer Studio Series from Transformers the movie Autobot Perceptor. This is a Target exclusive. This is the Perceptor 2.0. And here you could see the new packaging design with the different style for the artwork, which personally I don't kind of like that. But that's a look at the front of the box. And then the back of the box, you get your typical product images. It comes with Ramhorn and Ratbat with the accessories, and I'll go over that. And then up here you could see there's a scene from the movie, and the side of the box, which is just a continuation of the front, and the other side a close-up of different artwork, which again I kind of don't like the way that looks. Top of the box you get Transformers the movie Autobot Perceptor with the Ratbat and Ramhorn, and the bottom warning words and stuff. So that is a look at the box. And now let's go ahead, open this up and do an unboxing and first impressions. And here is a look at Perceptor with all the accessories out of the box and the instructions. So let's take a quick look at the instructions, which is done in that open up sheet that I don't like. But here you could see the instructions for Perceptor. And here, this is what I wanted to show you. Yeah, with the accessories for Ramhorn and Ratbat, you can also use them as weapons for Perceptor. And when you come to the back, you could see they give you the transformation for Ramhorn and the transformation for Ratbat. So that's a quick look at the instructions. And then here is a look at the accessories. So let's go over first Ramhorn. So here you could see what he looks like in cassette mode, and he's missing a lot of those decals, which you know Toy Hacks will probably give you. And I'm not really interested in getting him, even though I know it will definitely make it look much nicer, more like the G1 toy. And then this one, they give you a parts forming piece, you know, for those guns on the side of Ramhorn. And here you can use these as weapons that you saw in the instructions if you want. And I don't know how I feel about that, because you know that's just Hasbro making up stuff to do with these accessories, but that's kind of the things that kids do. And then here is a look at Ratbat. Same thing, you know, in cassette mode, he's missing a lot of those decals that Toy Hacks will most likely give you. That will definitely make it look much nicer like the original G1, but I'm not interested in it. And this time around, we do get his jetpack. So this is really cool. So I'll show you that when I go over these a little bit more later. And then this is the same thing. You can use these as weapons, you know. But really, that's not what these were really for. That's just kind of making up stuff. But actually, when you look at it, it is kind of cool. You just have to put yourself in, you know, the little kid shoes, you know, playing around with it. I guess that's kind of fun. You can kind of pretend. So that's kind of cool. And then Perceptor does come with his own gun, which is cool. I'm sure this is very tune accurate, so you could see it's nicely sculpted. And I don't really like how they give you the other gun, which I think is IDW, that longer gun, because I think, you know, these figures, they only need one weapon. But yeah, you can just simply tab that into Perceptor, and now we can take a closer look at Perceptor. So here, first of all, I wanted to zoom in and take a closer look at that head. I like the gray painted face instead of the silver. which is more G1 toy, because this one captures the cartoon aesthetics a little bit better. And then if you notice, his head is a dark gray, his fist, his hips and feet are dark gray, which is more toon accurate. It's not the black that you always hear me complain about. But yeah, you could see this is really nice. And now let's do some comparisons. Let's bring out the animation model and see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. For the most part, I think they did a really nice job capturing the toon aesthetics. You know, there's little things I can point out that are off, but this one, they did a really nice job. And then when you take a look at the back view, you could see they did a nice job. And here, this newer Target exclusive version, they did cover the back that you could see. So overall, I think this one's more accurate than all of their other figures. So here's a comparison. And then for some more comparisons, I'm not going to bring out everything. Obviously, I have the Precious, the G1, but I don't want to bring that out. But here's the previous version, not the Hasbro. This is the Takata, because the Hasbro version, I didn't like the way they colored. You know, I don't remember, but I just remember seeing it at Toys R Us and the colors were off, so that's why I didn't get it. And here you could see this one, yeah, is a little bit more toon accurate, but this line was kind of like that feature where they made it so that, you know, you could see these were headmasters, which was kind of a cool gimmick. But here, the main thing, I just wanted to show you what the previous version was like. And then way before that, there was the Chug era, the Generations line, and there's the Hasbro and the Takata. So can you guess which one's Hasbro and which one's Takata? You would think that this chrome plated plastic is the Takata, but actually this is the Hasbro version. And for some reason, Takata didn't paint these nice chrome plated area, but Takata still did give you that nice metallic paint down here. And yeah, I don't really understand that, but that's the main reason why I'm holding on to both of these, because I'm trying to decide which one I want to keep with my Chug collection, because there's just that one difference. But here you could see the differences between these. I also did have the third party, the KFC, before these came out, but I didn't want to bring that one out. But here you could see the difference, and you could see his scope is on his his right shoulder when it should be on the left shoulder. So there's some differences. But anyways, there's a look at some comparisons. And then now let's bring out Ramhorn and Ratbat again, so we can go over these really quick. So here's a look at Ramhorn. And to transform Ramhorn, these are pretty easy and intuitive. You need to just bring out his head and then bring out those horns, and then you fold down these two sides that have his arms and legs, and then you're going to have to bring out those arms and legs. And I don't know why I'm having difficulty here. Oh, because I'm grabbing it in the wrong area. They did give you a little nub on the inside to make it easier to pull out. And then you could see he's missing the guns on the side. That's what this parts forming piece is for, which you simply attach on the bottom, and then you fold these over to the sides. And then now he also has a tail. And now you could see Ramhorn in his robot mode. This is kind of cool. I do like how they put the Autobot symbol on both sides, but his eyes, yeah, they're not painted. And then, yeah, I don't want to go through all of the details, and I don't want to bring out the comparison with the animation model, but yeah, you could see what it looks like. He's definitely a nice figure. So now let's move these guys aside so we could do some comparisons here. So first of all, this one, I don't remember what line it was, but this was one of those discontinued figures that you can only find at Ross, and I was lucky enough to find it at Ross. So here you could see the differences between the two. And then the Perceptor that came, you know, that Headmaster Perceptor from the Takata version, this is their version. And again, I don't Takata was not doing what they normally do, because look at his arms and legs are gray. But yeah, this was, you know, supposed to be a feature where it transformed into a tank. You could see the treads on the bottom. But here I just thought I'd show you real quick some comparisons with the previous version of Ramhorn. And I think I'll just do this since I have it up here. So if you come up here, you can see this is where I have my collection of the Season 3 Autobots. And down here, these are the other cassettes that we have. And now I can add to this collection Ramhorn here. And now we're just missing Rewind, the black version. So yeah, here you could see, and yeah, this is all really dusty. I need to clean that up. But yeah, you could see what he looks like next to his other minions. So now let's come back down here and move these guys aside. And now we can take a closer look at Ratbat. So here he is in cassette mode. And to transform Ratbat, you just bring down the wings and then spread them out. And then you bring down his little feet here on both sides. And then you could tilt his head forward a little bit. And then this back piece, you need to pull out this little tab, which is for his jetpack. And now you need to rotate this handle tab down so you have that slot. And then you're going to have to now line these up so you could tab them in, and sometimes it gets pushed up, so you need to line it up, tab it in. And now we have Ratbat in his bat mode, and this is actually really nice. You know, now that we have the jetpack, it's very it's more tune accurate. And here is the previous Siege version, I think. So here now you could see the differences between the two. Obviously this one's purple, this one's more like a magenta color, but he has the backpack, and there is some extra paint here, like the purple on the face and the feet. This one has some paint, some silver right there. But yeah, here you could see the differences between the two. He's missing the back, so this one obviously now is, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. So here is a look at the Ratbat. And here's a look at Ratbat next to some of the other Season 3 Decepticons in the mainline retail collection that I have out on display. And so yeah, just give you a quick tour here. So now you can see what he looks like. And this is the previous version of Overkill. And just like I thought, I knew we were not going to get a Slugfest. But I ended up, man, I don't know how many of Slugfest and Overkill that I bought. I don't remember which third party this is, but I know my Dr. Woo 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 version has just been shipped. So that's going to be added to this collection. But here I just thought I'd show you what Ratbat looks like next to the other Season 3 characters. So that is a look at Ramhorn and Ratbat. So now we can move those guys to the side. And now I'll take a closer look at Perceptor in his alt mode. So to transform him to alt mode, first remove the accessories. So untap his gun, put that to the side, and then lift up his arms so you can fold in his fists. And then we could lift his arms up all the way and then bring them down to the side like so, and then come to the back and then open up that panel that we now get with the Target exclusive. So you could fold down his head and then close that panel back up. And then here you want to bring this scope out to the side and then lift it up. And then this other side has the tab that goes into that slot. And then line that up, tab it in, give it a good squeeze. And then now we can bring his arms up, but you could see there's a little cutout there. That's for the little tab up there. So make sure you line that up, push it in, and do the same on the other side. And then coming to the bottom, you can rotate his thighs out, and then lift up his legs, and then rotate these legs forward, and then bring down his feet forward, and then bring down the tray. And then now you could see one last thing, you can adjust this scope. You could bring it up and have it pointing down. This doesn't rotate, but now we have Perceptor in his alt mode. And for some comparisons, let's just compare this with the animation model. So you could see that, yeah, they did a nice job. I mean, I could point out all the little details, like they're missing that little red dial here, but other than that, I think they did a really nice job. And then you could see from the back view, pretty much the same thing, just missing the red dial. But overall, I think they did a really nice job here. So this is cool. And then you could put something here. But anyways, that's a look at Perceptor in his alt mode. So now let's transform him back to robot mode. And that you just simply lift up the tray and then rotate his legs out to the side and then bring them down, rotate the thighs forward, and then lift up his feet. And then here you bring down these arms and then untab that scope, bring it down and up, and bring the other side with the tab down, come to the back, open up that panel, lift up his head, and then close that panel back up, and then lift up his arms, and then bring them down and bring out his hands like so on both sides. And then now you could see we have Perceptor with his gun. You could give him his gun back in robot mode. And the whole reason why I did that was just so you could see how easy and fun it is to transform this. So much easier than Magic Square or Fans Toys or X-Transbot. So I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just trying to make my point, the differences. So you could see with the Hasbro mainline retail collection, these are so easy to transform. That's what makes it fun to transform back and forth. So that's, you know, kind of one of the reasons why I do collect this. But anyways, to end off, I'm just going to do some comparisons here. So Perceptor, I don't know if you're like me, but I always think of, every time I think of Perceptor, I always think of him next to Blaster. So here he is next to the, was it this the Target? Yeah, I think this was also Target exclusive. You know, this one's obviously more tune accurate, gray feet. It's not black in there. It has that gray detail in the window of the cassette holder. And then the other person that I think of when I think of Perceptor, his buddy Braun from that episode. Yeah, I that's one of my favorite episodes. Yeah, I don't want to get all into it. That was really a cool episode. You should check it out. And then obviously we cannot have Perceptor or any other character without Optimus Prime. So here he is with the studio versions, Optimus Prime. And now here's a group shot of just a few of the mainline retail collection. And hopefully you see what I see, that, you know, even though these are not perfect like Masterpiece or like the Mini Masterpiece by Magic Square and New Age, this set actually it really looks nice. I mean, you could even hear it in my voice, how, you know, honest I'm being, that and you know, expressing my feelings, that this actually looks really nice. So I'm really happy to have this. And Perceptor is actually one of my favorite G1 characters. But anyways, let's move these guys aside because it's all about Perceptor. And so, or actually also, you know, it comes with the Ramhorn and Ratbat. It would have been nice if they gave us a rewind. But yeah, that's the last blaster cassette we're missing for the mainline retail. But anyways, that's it. I'm just going to end my review here. So I'm just going to tell you, this is a nice figure. Really happy to have it. You saw, you know, what it looks like with the, he's backwards, with the other versions. And yeah, I know some people wanted it, and Target, you know, was out of stock, but I could tell you, well, as of yesterday when I saw it, it's back in stock. So you can order this from target.com if you're interested in getting it. But anyways, that's it. That's my final thoughts and review for the Transformers Studios series Perceptor.
Blaster! Ultra Magnus sends orders to contact Optimus Prime on Moonbase 1.